Hey everybody, welcome back to D-Chess, and hope you're having a relaxing Sunday morning. I know I am. I have today, I have a funny story and a nice tactical game that I wanted to share with you. First, I pull up to pick a guy up from work, and he has about 20 minutes, I'm gauging, before he gets off, so I load up this classical game. And then I play the Alekhine defense. You can see there's going to be a little bit of mirroring going on here. But this time I'm kind of chuckling a little bit, because he's a 1731 and we have a little mirroring going on. And just be careful when you do that. It can get you into trouble, but it is a useful technique when you don't really know what your next move is and you're kind of plotting to see an opening. So the computer wanted me to break up the center, but I'm actually not ready to commit anything, and we're both kind of jockeying for position, and I have something else in mind. So right about here is whenever this is where the story starts. Right about here, the guy walks out early, and I go over to the game chat and I tell this gentleman that I have to, actually it was after, see, it was back and forth jockeying here. I'm like, he moves here. All right, there we go. So I'm sacrificing the bishop. I want to break up the position. Right about here, I tell the guy, hey, I have to step away from the board because I had to step away from the clock because I'm actually driving while we're playing, and I have to, keep my eye on the road. I didn't necessarily stick to this because for about 2 blocks, I actually made 2 or 3 moves and I swerved a little bit. So I said, all right, I'm not going to actually move while the vehicle is actually moving. So we had this woman I had to take this other person home besides the guy I was picking up. So she wanted to stop at the store. While she went into the store, I told the guy, all right, I'm back. Let me make this move. And what I'm looking at here, we'll go tactically for a second. Let me get off the story. What I'm looking at here was the bishop sack I'm trying to rip open the king side. I'm trying to get this rook involved. I'm eventually going to push this f pawn. The problem is removing this defender, this knight right here. And it's also the issue of the queen and the bishop on this diagonal. But I felt confident enough in the bishop sacrifice with getting the rook and this pawn push on the f-file involved that I could create a little havoc. I could, in the very least, rip open the position and, reduce his king safety to nothing. So the girl gets back in the vehicle and I take her another 2 blocks away, and I'm, so getting out of the neighborhood I was in, and you see the blunder here, he just allowed a fork. And the computer wants me to take there, but I didn't. I wanted this fork here because it keeps the queen off this diagonal. So I'm coming out of this girl's neighborhood and I get lost. It's not a familiar part of town. So I hit a turnaround, and as I'm turning around at this dead end, I end up making another move. And I think we got there by the time I actually got turned around and started going again. So we stopped at the gas station about 3 blocks away, and I asked the guy I was with if he would go in and get the drinks for the morning and all this so I can finish this chess game. And then I go to game chat and I tell the guy again, hey, I've got my attention now. We'll just try to finish this real quick. And he kind of just starts falling apart. And by this time, I'm actually at the red light. I guess I did move again while pulling out of the parking lot. And you see my sacrifice paid off. The rook on the F-file worked exactly like I wanted to. And I'm trying, as you can see with that rook, to prevent the king from getting to this pawn who's trying to promote. But I'm sorry, I think it was right about, yeah, it was right about here that I asked the guy to go into the gas station. It's right here. He blunders his knight away, and then he resigns. As he resigns, as you can see, it's a mate and 8, or less than 8. He resigns, and I go into the game chat, and I said, man, I'm sorry it took me so long on my moves. As you can see, on the game time, it took me, I was spending a lot of time in between moves, which is the classical game. It's fine, but anyway, you stay too long away from the board, and it'll assume you abandon the game sometimes. So I told the guy, I apologize for the delays. I was actually, I was trying not to drive and play at the same time, but I was a bit distracted, and I got turned around while we were playing. And this guy hasn't responded to any of my texts thus far at this point, but he does to this one, and he gets very colorful, and he tells me to go you-know-what myself, and immediately logs off. So the guy thought that I was trolling him. He thought I was trolling him the whole time, but in actuality, my attention was genuinely divided between driving and obliterating this guy in a game of chess. But don't try this at home. I hope you guys have a good Sunday, and I hope you enjoyed the game. I'll catch you later.